for being here. Please always remember this is community engagement, and I will always encourage you. I will always encourage everyone to take this opportunity not for granted. These are the things that people pay for. People future some of us by the privilege that we have to deliver this, and we are being paid for this. So I just want to plead that we take advantage. Of course, a couple of people on the platform, we have over 300 people. A couple of people on the platform can attest to it that in one way or the other, we are a community that has helped ourselves. Some have gotten jobs. Some have been able to scale their interviews. Some people would reach out and say, okay, they have XYZ, then we would do that as a, of course, community engagement. When I say community engagement, without any remuneration whatsoever. So, but maybe people prefer to pay for some things when things are, not everything is really free, because people are also putting in the time and effort. So in a way, but I'm sure that we understand. So we'll just go straight into it. I'm sharing my screen at this moment. And the person that we have invited today has been on the call since. In short, he was in a session, but he had to join because I wanted him to join early. So he muted to finish his session and he's still here. So I would just go straight to this. So this is just to put this on projection mode. So what are we looking at today? We just want to understand some date functions in SQL, which are very important. I'm not new to us. This is what I usually do. And I'll just move away from this one. So I have with me today, Paul Oyelaran. So Paul is going to help us. He's also a community-oriented person. I know Paul. When we did something for 1,000 corpus. All right, so we empower 1,000 corpus with all the tools from Excel to Power BI to SQL. And of course, a lot of testimonies or a lot of feedback, positive feedback were gotten from there, how the life of those people were transformed and all of that. And a lot of them are doing very well today. So Paul is on the call to help us with date functions as related to that, because I dropped a message on the platform initially to let us know the focus area. So Miriam wouldn't be taking our session today, the one she didn't finish the other time. So Paul, confirm you can hear me, just to be sure.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, I can hear you.
All right, so Paul, I'll stop sharing, then you would just take it from here. So I just did.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. I appreciate the application committee, and thanks everyone for joining. Glad to be here because
okay, you might want to, are you using your headset or something? I can hear you, yes, but I think it can be okay. I think it can be clearer. When you said yes, now it was a bit clear. So others you can react. Yes, go ahead. Then you can share your screen. So everyone, while you're waiting for Paul to share his screen, Paul would take the floor formally now. Just know that there are no stupid questions. I beg you. We'll be able to answer all your questions. Do not feel shy in any way. Be free. If anything, for people that have zero knowledge, if anything is not clear to you, please don't cheat yourself by not asking. Ask your questions, and we'll be able to do due diligence to it. So please, Paul, over to you.
Thanks, sir. So what was the duration?
Let's use 1 hour. So that we can then say maybe 10 minutes to 15 for question. And so 1 hour, 15 minutes. Yeah. So if you can't finish it today, you get the point. We will then continue. It's better we don't rush it. You get. Uh-huh.
Alright.
All
All
right.
right, good morning, everyone. This is our topic segment for today. We're considering date part, date div, EOMO, date part, date name, task, format, and get date, other date functions, right? In SQL.
Just
So I'll
a
move on
moment,
to
Paul.
the
I want to be sure. I need people to react. Can you hear him? Is it clear? Please kindly react so that.
The audio is not crisp. It's not very clear.
okay, let me disconnect the effect and use the system.
Okay.
Yeah, you should be able to hear him now.
Yes, it's
Can
better
you
now.
hear me now?
Yes, it's
Yes.
Yeah.
better.
So,
Yes,
yeah,
Paul,
I've
better.
disconnected the headset. Sorry, thank you, sir. So these are the functions that we'll be looking at. I'm sure some like dated add and dated div are not new to us, right? If you came across this in our Power BI, if you came across dated div in Excel, right? So format is something we've used as well in Power BI and in Excel too. So what is date part and date name? So date parts return the specified date parts from a date and time as a numeric value. And what does this mean is that if you want to return number, like okay, example is July now. July is what representing 7. So if you want to extract that July, you want it to be in what? You want it to be in that number, numeric value. You use date part to what? To extract it. And we have what we call what? Date name. Date name now extract the name of that month. Okay. In Power BI now, if you want to get the date name of a particular month, you make use of what? Format. Then you do your format MMM to return you the what? The month. So we can say like that format that we use in our Power BI now is the date name in our what? In our SQL. Why the date part is we now using, let's say, month. By the time you call your month to pass in your date function, what you'll be getting. Okay, Mr. Jide, sir, I saw your answer.
Yeah, yeah. Don't mind me. I would just forgive me, right? When I caught in. I need you to help me assume zero knowledge for some people. Um, I wanted to say that
Okay,
when we speak in tongues, some people don't understand. So let us not speak in tongue. Let us break it down. If you need
okay,
to put in slide and demonstrate it for now before going to SQL so
okay,
that people will
okay.
understand. You get
Okay.
good.
All right, so let me go to Excel 2 then and show us some things I'm saying. So for date part and date name, so date part we only extract it's going to extract the numeric value. So let's say we have today date, let's go today formula out, right? So we have this now. If you want to know that, okay, which month is this? We're having 01, we're having 0. So if you want to know the month, you can easily call your month function in Excel like this, then pass it. You can see now it's telling us that what our month is 6. So this 6 that is returning here is what our date part in SQL is. That's the function of that date part. Ability to a function that can return the month number, right? That's what date part, that's what it does for us. So same thing if you use let me see if I can bring in the data for I don't have any data here because this system is new. So I'm not sure I don't have anything. I don't have any data set here. I've actually imported to Power because this system is actually new, so I've not actually used it for
What do you want to
much.
demonstrate? You want to demonstrate
How
date name,
much
right?
is in Power BI 2? Or okay, let me just generate a random table. Let me just
Yeah.
generate a random date table. I think that will work too, right? So that we can just learn as well. So I want to just create a demo date table, right? So let me just call this one 01 01 03 0202, right? Or something like this. Then start date, pass it into close bracket. So should have a date table. Can't not find.
Your double quote, ship's quote.
Yeah, I was wondering too. SQL syntax.
You know it's one for SQL, but for this one it's two.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So the SQL syntax. Okay, so if we come here now, you can see now I've generated a demo date table for us. So let me just change it to ordinary date, right? As we proceed, I can still bring it back to time. So in case if I want to extract the month inside this date now, I will come here, I will do add column, right? So we'll be showing us the date parts, how it works in Excel, how it works in PI, and how it works in SQL. So we know the end to end, right? So if you want to get the month number right now, you use this type, say months. Just where I mentioned, I did the SQL. So you pass in this our date that we just created now, right? You have this, then you click, just close the bracket. Don't worry about that. You can see is going to extract this month. You can see now it's extracting this month for us, which is what January. Why this one is what February. You see this number that we are returning here. If we want to return same in SQL, right? That's where this date part works. That's why I see like it's returning expression as what numeric value. You can see that in Excel too, we are returning it as well, right? So let us say, okay, you now want to know, okay, is this month, is it January? You want to see it in letters. You want to see, okay, is it May? Is it something? You want it to be out in full, right? That's why you now use a function in Excel called text. In Excel called text, this text function, you call it like this. Then you now specify what you want to know. Right? Something like this. Then you click OK. You can see now this one is giving us in what? It's giving us in June. If I want it to be in full, I'll just add another M, right? You can see now it's giving us in June. You see this June that I'm getting now. That's what date name in SQL. That's what it's going to return for us. You can see, say what returns a character string that represents the specified date part of a what specified date, right? So if it's in Power BI too, now we now want to get something like that. So then you add your new column. You have let's say month name. You know, before we did month number. So let's call this one month name is equals to, now use your format, right? What will be your value for format? Is this our date column here? You specify it date. Then you specify you want it to show. Format is MMM. Right, just something like that. You close your bracket, press your enter. You can see now is returning the what? Is returning the name. You can see it on that word is returning the name, full month name, right? Exactly what our date name is going to use for us. So what are the instances that I often love to use this when I'm working is in case if I don't know the arrangement of the dates, right? Sometimes if you are seeing some dates now, you won't know maybe okay, is it January that is coming first or is it June? But immediately I'm extracting the what? I extracted the month now I can see that it's June, so I will definitely know that what is this format now is what DDMM year. I don't know if anybody is following me. Are you following me, please? Right?
Yes, we are, I'm sure.
Exactly. So once you do something like this now, you help you to know, okay, my month is coming first, my day is coming second or something. Help you to know, right? And that's what date parts and what can help us to do as well. And what does it do again is that if you want to extract certain value from month, maybe you don't want to work with the full date. You just want to extract so we want to extract maybe only the year, only the month from the value. You can actually make use of your date part and your date name, right? And it's also used in case you want to run the query that you want it to show only the year now. You can actually pass it here to show us the value for this date part and date name. So we have what we call date add. Date add. What is date add? Date add is just actually being used to
Oh,
what?
sorry.
Okay.
I've
Yes,
been
sir.
raising my hand so that I don't
Sorry, I didn't look.
start your no problems. Everyone, are we following? Is it too fast for you? So let's react. If you are following, if you are just react, just to be sure.
Please
We are,
react.
we are following, but it's fast.
Okay, sorry, I will slow the pace. But hope we got the date name.
Just a
and the
moment.
date
Lolo, your
part.
hand is also up. Are you following? Is it too fast?
Yeah, it's a bit too fast, but we're following. I'm following.
Okay,
All right, sorry.
so Paul, don't
Okay,
worry. Like I said, if you can't finish it today, you get a best.
okay.
So thank you.
All right, no problem. So date part is we return the date value, numeric value of that month, but date name will help you to return it in letters, right? Generally now in numeric is what 01. But when we return as a character, we see the word JANNUARY. So that's what date name helps us to return. So date name is mostly used in getting the name of the month, day of the week, maybe Wednesday now. You know that our days run from maybe Sunday 1, Monday 2. So you want to know, okay, which day does it actually falls into? Is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? You want to know which particular day is it, right? You can actually use your date name to know it, right? So, and these are the, should I call it parameters that can actually pass into into date part and date name. So if you want to get date of the year, day, week, month, hours, seconds, milliseconds, and all, right? These are what we can pass to. By the time we do the practical side, so we see how it works. So I think I put up a small function here. So this is how we can actually extract it. We know some of these things in our Excel too, right? If it's in Excel now, let me come to Excel. Let's say we want to extract only the year here now. You can actually call this function year. It's going to give you only your year. And sometimes where do you make use of some of these things in Excel, right? Is if you are working with a maybe pivot table. You understand? Let me try and show us because we already said that we should try to simplify everything. Let me change some to for paste as value first, right? So let me paste as value, C, then control V, paste as value, right? So I want to change some to let's say maybe 2022 or 2023. I know, right? So let me just say I have something like this. So if you want to analyze something like this now, maybe in Excel from your pivot table, you will need to what? You will need to get, maybe only want to show the sales by year that you want to show. And you don't want to be seeing all these months and June being together. I can actually what? Let me add the new column here. Let's say this one dates. Let's call it dates here. You can have this space now to be the year. And how do you do that? Just call the same function here, year, by something like this. The press your enter. You can see now it has extracted the year, right? You have something like this now. So if your analysis of something that you want to do, you've already extracted the year from this from this date, then you can just use your unique function. There's a unique function that we have. Unique function here. So once you have your unique function this way now, you can see if you've gotten something like this. So you can easily summarize your old data to into only the year, exactly what something like this formula is actually telling us to. So if you pass your year at now just like saying maybe this year, today's date now, if it's going to extract the year now, it's going to return you 2024. If you pass it at now, which month is going to return for you? Because you pass the month variable, like this abbreviation that you can see month here now, it's going to return you the 5. If it's day, it's good. As at the time I was preparing this slide, we are 30th then. So it's going to return you 30th, right? So that's just simple way of how we can actually make use of all these dates name too in a date. Okay, Mr. Ajide, sir.
Okay, let us ask them question. Is it clear to you? Just to be sure. If it is not clear, please be free. Is it clear? Just to be sure. So I need response from everyone. Okay. Oluwaseun, is it clear to you?
It's clear.
Okay. Okay.
Right, thank you. Thank you. So it's the same way what we can do in Excel, we can do in Power BI, can actually do it as well in our SQL. So part name in summary, just for us to be able to extract maybe the month name, you want to extract only the year out. So there are some instances now that you cannot use date name. In case now you have year 2024, you can't say date name now, you should not type it out for you. It's not possible. You can only extract maybe day of the week, the month number, a month name, maybe it's January. Date name is actually going to return. By the time we start practicing, I'll be showing us the different side of it, right? I can't put a date now. Like I'm saying this, let's say format now, like I was using text here now, saying text, I'm passing this variable here now, then I'm saying format text now, and now do close the brackets. I can't expect it to what, to return something like letters like this, because I'm using 20, I be 2024, 2000. No, it's not possible. So likewise in SQL too, this too is not possible. Even if you are using date name, so it's going to return any value for you. It's going to return what? It's going to return it in numeric value for us. Unlike where we can have Monday, unlike when we can have what, May, something like this. So that's the key difference between date name and date part 2. So there are some instances whereby it's still like date part function that will still later works at the end of the day. Because why? If you are saying, okay, you want to extract year now using the date name, which name do you want to give you? It can't give you 2024 and type it out. No, it still return this numeric value. So date name now can be said in summary to return what, only maybe month name and the weekday, or maybe quarter. Quarter itself is even returning quarter, so you return it as 1, 2, which shows that what, quarter 1, quarter 2. So you can only use your date name to get January, February, Monday, or Tuesday, right? I hope that is clear, everyone. So we proceed. Then we have now, which is our date add. What is our date add? Date add is used for what? For adding and subtracting time periods. In case you want to go back by 1 month now, let me try to bring this down so I can see what is it. In case you want to go back by 2 months, in case you want to do, okay, next 2 months, what will it be? Next 3 months, what is going to be like? Some of these dates add in Power BI, what we call time intelligence analysis, right? You can calculate sales by last month and this month. You can do your what? You can do your subtraction, right? Something like that. So what are the instances whereby you can use our date add? So I have something here. To add the time measure, the number must be positive, and to subtract the time measure, the number must be what? Must be negative. What does this mean? If we want something to go back by 1 month, we want something to go forward by 1 month, just type 1. So if you're having January now, then you now put 1, it will what? It will move to what? February. But if you now put -1, that means what? From January, it will move down to what? December. Right? We'll see all these things as we proceed. That's what it's just telling us. By that, we'll be passing our number. You can see this number here now. If we are putting ordinary 1, whole number that is not negative here, which means what? We are adding to whatever date value that we have here. And if you are putting -1 here, that means what? You want it to go back by -1, which is, or maybe you now want it to go back by month or by year or by something, is whatever date part that you are specifying here that will determine what will be done. So what are the instances whereby you can use data? Calculation of product expiration date. Yes, I think this is the basis I found the query that I'll be using too. Maybe you have a contract, you have with somebody, maybe 2-month contract, and also you want to know when is it going to end. Okay, Mr. Ajide, sir.
Okay. Don't mind me. I'm doing this on behalf of the community, since some of them wouldn't raise their hand. Okay, so let me throw it open to them. When we pick one, do we practicalize one at a time instead of going through everything? I need your responses, please, just to be sure.
Okay. We should be doing it. Okay. I got
I'm even
the.
throwing it open to the class.
Okay.
I'm asking them, yes, Mr. Debala.
Yeah, I think what you suggested is okay. So we can for example, do exams on data. Then when you're done with data, we move to another
Okay.
Exactly.
example. So
Okay.
that's
All right.
just
So fine.
All right.
All right. Good. Okay. So let's move to SQL Server. Via with your system, we can open our SQL Server. So I've already opened mine. So this is the interface that you are going to see when we open, right? So next thing that I will do is new query, right? So if you have saved the query that I've shared earlier too, you can just go to wherever you have, go to your file, click open. After you click
Okay.
open, click
Thank
your
you for doing
file.
this. So everyone, that query has been shared with us. So in case you're like, I don't even know how to bring it in, as long as you have downloaded it and you have your management studio, Paul is now showing how
Exactly.
to bring it in here. So please go ahead. Thank you for this.
All right, so let me just start again for us. So once you open your management studio, this is what you are going to have. So if you want to copy the codes, let's say for example now I want to show us like 2 ways or so that we can actually bring it on. So here I have it here. I have the code itself inside this folder here. So I can open this maybe with Notepad, or if your own default app to open it is your what's it called? Your management studio. If I double click this now, it's going to open up my my management studio. But if not, I can say and say, okay, I want to open it with my Notepad. So for my Notepad, you can copy it in case, because I know some of us, what my open for might be maybe Notepad, but if you have Visual Studio Code, I think Visual Studio Code is going to open it too. So this is what you are going to see. You can copy this, right? You copy something like this. You go back to your management studio. You click this new query, right? You can paste it here. You can see now. That's one way. In case for our own, right? That's another way. In case you are trying to see, you can bring it in, right? So that's it for that one. Then another way is once you are at this stage, right? Go to your file, and if you know where this files is being downloaded to on your system, just click open. Go to your file here. Right, when you go to your file, so you can easily navigate. Okay, is it on your desktop folder? Is it in your document folder? So you navigate to that place, you click it, you double open it, right? So but for me now, it's inside my inside this SQL Server Management Studio. This is it here. And then I'm going to double click it. So these are the 2 ways I think we can actually bring it in, right? So that's it. So first thing I have here, okay, I did not even comment some of this code. So let me just do that so I can learn as well. We can comment code in SQL by using our this dot dash. This is just a single line comment, right? You can just say, okay, creating a database, And what is comment? Comment is just like a note, it's just like a comment for people to see what certain query is doing. So you can comment in Power BI as well. So just for people to know, like, okay, it's just like maybe you are labeling your work. Okay, with this part, this is what it's doing. So everybody that is going through your SQL script will understand, okay, that this is what this one is saying. So I have even commented this one before. So creating a database called Factory DB. So that's the name, right? So that's what I tried to call. So this query now, we create the database that will be that we are going to be working with. Next thing here is now what I now have creating a table in our so is what I put here. Creating a table in our factory DB now. Factory DB that I've created now, right? This is the query to create a table in it. So I'm sure we all know that database is just like, let's say, a database just like a 3-bedroom flat, right? Why table is just like a room inside our bedroom flat. So you can have one room, you can have kitchen, you can have bedroom. Likewise, when it comes to database. So you can have one database, and that database can have many tables. So many tables now can be likened to be different room inside a 3-bedroom flat or so, right? So just to help us to understand the difference between table and a database. So you can have a bank now can have a GTB database. Out of that GTB database now, right? You can have employee table, they can have a customer table, they can have security table. So they can have different tables. They can have investment table, they can have savings table, they can have current account table. So these are the tables that they have inside their what? Inside their database, right? So just like a school too, a school can have maybe a table for course, a table for teacher, a table for students, something like that. So that's just different between what database and a table. So that's the query that was that does it, right? So this one is not needed, it's not false, right? So we have this one is just to check in, selecting all. This you can see checking all the columns in a table. So when you use this star, select star means what? Go inside this table and what? And pick something up for me, right? So that's what we are going to have. Then this is where we are inserting value into our table. I think I should bring this one. I should bring this one down here. You should bring this one down. So these ones are not false too. Yeah, so these ones are not false. So I should bring this one down here because we start value inside our database first. So these are the queries that we use. Okay, I've even labeled it. Inserting values inside our what? Inside is our what? Product table. Is that clear, everyone? Are we good? Do we understand the queries now? So inside the table, I have what I call products, right? So everything relating to products will be here. So in case you are working with tables that relate to maybe employee, you're having details that relate to employee, to maybe employee ID, dates that join the business, the department, his line manager, right? We are going to have what? Something like that inside the step. So every details there that you are seeing are what? Relating to this, right? They're relating to this table. So we want to see product table. Now everything you are seeing here actually speaks to what? Speaks to products. Yeah. Are we good? Do we understand it? Do you understand this query now? What they do or everyone?
I believe so, so that we can then go and look at
Okay.
the date part and date name.
Yes, exactly. So I can highlight. Okay, let me create my database first. So yeah, I've created my database and I need to check if it's there. You come here, click this button, which is refresh. Right, it is done. So I can click my database. I should see it. You can see that it's here now. So for me to use this database, I need to run a code. You can see here is what my default is master. So if you not, you can switch it to the database, a factory DB, or make use of this query.
Okay,
Or
just a moment,
use.
Paul. So
Yes, sir.
everyone, what Paul is trying, in case you are confused, you can't run a query on a blank environment. So right now, nothing has been built. So Paul is trying to say before we can even do anything, we need to create. That's why he put a note saying creating a database, because he just did the query. So he's running the query for, so before you can even say you want to see date must be existing before you even say you want to see the date. So something has to be created. So in case you are like, what are we doing right now? So he's trying to, we are going to number 7, but you need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before you get to number 7. So he's trying to do something before we get to where we're going. I'm sure it is clear. You can proceed.
Right. Okay. So maybe I should even use that time to explain this. I was thinking, so don't mind me, I should have explained this more too. So this product is a product table. This is the product side, just like the way we have product staff ID, just the way we have staff ID on our ID card. We always have our staff name too. So product ID, maybe the invoice number they want to use to ship it, quantity that maybe they are buying, right? Dates that they are requesting for it. Okay, if you are requesting maybe through procurement, every company has their own steps, right? The day maybe the manager approve it, okay, let's buy it, right? The day that the supplier actually supply it to the business house. Okay, sir.
Paul, I'm sorry.
No
What
problem.
I feel, let me address. So for people that are just joining the community, right? And this is the first time of attending SQL class. There are previous
Oh,
videos. There are previous
okay.
videos. No, just to clarify so that it doesn't look strange to them. There are previous videos that we've done. In short, last, I think 2 weeks ago, Joseph did some things around. Miriam also did, and previous week. So the point is, don't worry, you are not confused. you just go ahead. But what to simplify this, before we expatiate more, but just to simplify what you are saying, we need to create a database. If you are going to, we need to create an environment. You can't say you want to pack into one house. You need to go and, or you are doing logistics, you need to look for a space. So you need to create a space where those items will come in. Now, and if you create this space, you need to also partition the space to say some materials that are nylon will come in there, some materials that are maybe wood will come in there. This code that you are seeing behind is saying that you need to create a table called products. That table, the name of the table is products, right? You can let me move, okay, since you're signing in, while you're doing this. So normally, right, there are things we call constraints. It's just that today's class is not focused on all of these constraints, but Paul is just trying to build something, right? So, but what you're seeing, everyone, that if this is your first time, okay, since something is covering it, so good.
Trying
So what
to
you
find a way I
what you
can
are
do
seeing,
small visualization. That's what I'm trying to do. I
yes,
want
so,
to use that one note to draw.
yes, so
Okay,
everyone,
but pending that time that it's loads, let me just see. Okay, it's back. So I just want to show us
okay,
sample of let's say database and all right. So that's just what I want to show. So let this thing
it's
load.
fine.
So yeah, so let's say for example, a database can be something like this. A database can be something like this. So they can, once we have the pictorial of how it looks like, so we understand. So this is a database now. So we can call this one maybe the factory that I'm working with. Factory DB that I'm working with, right? Let me try to see if I can change the pencil to one that is flexible. Factory, don't mind it though. Actually, I didn't know that we are not much more familiar with the, so I've explained more. I'm sure Mr. Didi
No.
understand what
Some
I'm
people are
saying.
familiar. It's just
Yeah,
because some
yeah.
other people, or maybe we should even ask everyone, should we proceed based on what we have done so far? Is it clear to you? I think it's best we ask.
Yes, yes. Please, let's respond though, so that we can
Please,
gain
let's
a lot from
react
the
so
session.
that we wouldn't spend too much time on this drawing. Okay, if this is your first time of SQL, do you want to raise your hand? This will help us to know what to concentrate on. Kalista, go ahead. You want to say something? Your hand is up. Okay, are we saying you are following? I'm seeing hands, so I just want to be sure which one. Adebola
Raise hand is
Shewa,
You should
for
please.
just
this is
please
our
give a
first
brief
time. First
Kalista,
first
go ahead.
SQL
A
class.
brief.
yes, it's my first time,
Okay.
so I would like him to give a brief
All
explanation.
right,
I like
all right.
that. Thank you
So
so much.
yeah, that's good. So this is an example of how DB look like. Like DB can be for a company. Like company only have one database, right? School, maybe God's Grace Foundation, they will have one database. So inside that database, right, they will now have different table, right? They can have different table, maybe table for their students. They have all the table for their students, right? They will have another table for all teachers. Are you getting it? You can have, so inside the DB, you have what? You have many tables inside it. So if you are deleting a database now, that means what? You are deleting the old table inside it. But you can decide that what? You want to delete a table inside the what? A database. It will not affect your what? It will not affect your database because you are only dropping a what? You are only dropping a subset of your database. So the school can have maybe table for finance department. They can have as many tables as they like, depending on what they are into, right? So they can have something like this. So what we are now doing our own now is what we have this database called factory. Then out of that factory, now we now have a table that is called what? Products, which is that one that we are just creating. Assuming now we have more tables and not that we want to work with, then I'll create that table. So this one is just an example of what product, right? So let me go back to that query again and explain. So I have what I call what ID, right? So what do I mean by saying ID? Okay, because I'm storing a data inside my database, there should be a unique identifier for that for that ID, just like a matric number now, right? No students actually, no two students uses one matric number. Like I can't be 111 and that person too should be 111. So that is actually what's particular to me. Just the way that we have our staff ID now, you are the only one in that company that is using that staff ID. Exactly what this ID. That's what it does. So if they call 111, the person's name is only one people that must what? That must answer. Exactly. So what is that ID that I'm specifying here is integer means what? Let me say numeric value 0 to 9, something like that. That's what my data type is. What is data type? Data type is just like okay, what kind of value is it coming inside this my column? Is it number, is it alphabet, or is it mixture? But for this table now, what I'm saying is what whatever value I'm going to put inside this column, right? It should be a what? A It should be numeric, it should be value, it should be 0 to 1, maybe 20, maybe 30, maybe 1, maybe 5. I cannot come inside this column now and put what? Alphabet. It's not going to what? It's not going to go. Because what? The data type that this ID must collect, that must use, that people must submit is what? 0 to 9 number, maybe 1,000, maybe 1,000,000. It must be number. There must not be nothing be what? Alphabet or symbols or signs. It's only number that must come in. Then I now have what I call what? Primary key. What do I mean by primary key? Primary key just like unique identifier for this table. Like, okay, this table, this is the ID for it. So if there is need for me to work with 2 or more tables, this is what I'll be calling. So, and what does example of primary key, what does it mean? Example now is this: a student offended the lecturer. The lecturer the lecturer was smart enough to get the matric number of that student. What the lecturer will just do is what? He will just go to maybe register of the school or the school database and look up who is bearing who is bearing matric number. And once the lecturer got hold of who is bearing this matric number, he will able to see the name of everything. Don't worry, by the time I insert some values inside this place, and we're able to see. So immediately somebody is 111 and the lecturer say, oh, this is the student 111. He will able to see his name, we're able to see his department, able to see when he joined the school, his JAMB score, his O level, everything about that student is going to what is good. Then you cannot sanction what disciplinary action on that on such student. Exactly what our primary key does for us. And when we say we use a column for primary key too, is that column must not be empty and there cannot be duplicate. Just the way that I've told us what our ID is. There is 2 products now cannot be using the same ID. Bonfit and Milo now cannot be bearing 101 at the same time inside our table. There's going to be a confusion. Okay, you call 101 now, Bonfit and Milo is coming now. So it'll be like, oh, no, it shouldn't be. Something must have been wrong somewhere. Why? So that's just what primary key is all about. Then we have our identity. What is identity? Identity is just automating how value goes inside our database. How value goes inside our data. And what do I mean by that is that every time you are inserting new values inside your database, you don't have to be saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Automatically, the SQL server will be adding those numbers for us, right? So we have what we call variable character. So variable character is just like mixture. You can mix alphabets and you can mix you can mix number with it. You can type A101, you can type BM-222. Anything that you want to type, this variable character is going to is going to accept or accommodate it. This is what we have date and time. So if you know that you want to capture dates, maybe date of submission, you want to capture time that people submit a form or response, you make use of this date time. So this one has capability of capturing date and also capturing time. So I also have likewise for time alone, right? And you can see that this place now actually have only the date. So this one I cannot add time to the approved date. Now you cannot put you cannot put time to it. It will not go. It will be returning it, but because why? I didn't add the, should I say, functionality or ability for this approved date to accept or to accept time. Only this request they can actually accept dates and accept. Now let me try to zoom in so that I can see here. I think I can see it better now. So supply data as well. I try to put in date value. So what does each of these table just mean for what we want to do is product ID, maybe one chemical, the ID. What is the name of that product? Just so that we have ID, we have staff name. The invoice number that they are going to use to request for it. Maybe the invoice number is 111. If company want to buy, they buy based on invoice. They call it maybe PFR or PFI or something, pro forma invoice. That's what you are going to work with, right? You have quantity that will be stated, the day that you made the request on your ERP, the day you sent a mail that you want to buy. This one now is the day that the maybe head of department or your manager approve it, right? And why this one is what? The date that the manager the date that the manager, the vendor, or let me say the supplier actually now brought it to the business, right? So that just what this one is all about, right? So that just it. I think I later changed this query later on. So I will advise everybody, please let's change it to production dates so that I can fit into what we want to do because of the data and dates, everything, right? So let's make use of it. So let's just change it to production dates, right? So can fit in. So I hope we are clear now, Miss Calista. I hope we are good now, right?
Please let's respond. Yes, I can
Is
see
it
thumbs up.
clear?
Please go ahead.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
So this is what we have our inserts. So this is what we call our inserts. In SQL, we have what we call data manipulation language. We have data definition language. So this above that you see here now is our DDL because we are creating a structure, we are creating schema for our database. And this place we are trying to insert what value inside this place. Now, just like if you open a form, right? You open a form, maybe a Google form now people to fill it in now. So we want to fill, we've created this table now. Now these are the values that we want it to come inside this table. You can see product name now below, product invoice number, you can see now, quantity, date is here. You can see that I did not put this ID here. There is no ID here. You can see there's nothing like 1, 2, 3 here. Why? Because I already use identity. So this identity is one that will be generating my should I say serial number for me, 1, 2, 3, 4. Automatically it's going to be generating it for me, right? So why this select star? What it means is for me to able to see everything inside my table. It's going to review, okay, what are the values inside my quantity, what are the values from all these columns. It's going to show it to us, right? So I hope that is clear. So we don't need this one. I think so just when I was practicing. So we don't need this one, right? So that's just it, right? Are we good now? So I've created this database before. Now you can see that this database is not active, right? So I want to switch to data. I want to make use of this database because this is what I want to this is what I want to insert inside this table. Because if I run this query now, it's going to insert it inside this master database. So and I need to make use of factory DB. So what are the two ways I can actually switch to this factory DB? Either I use this query here, which is one, or I'm here, then I click here. Either one. You can see now the database it has been changed, right? So let me just change it back here and see how the query. You can see now the query is like this. Then if I run this query now, I light it and run. You can see now. You can see now this place has changed. Are we on the same page, everyone? So I'm just trying to show us the two ways. Either you use the GUI, or GUI is just what we call the graphical user interface, so that you can drag and drop or something. Use your mouse to get it done. So what we are doing is just using our query, which can call like maybe command line interface. Is that fine? So I want to run this query. Now, if you run this, see now, see this factory DB now. There is nothing inside. See our table now. You can see there is nothing here now. You can see there is nothing table there is no product table. This table now is nothing inside now, right? You can see nothing is here now. So want to insert want to insert this product table here. So what do? I liked everything. You can see that I intentionally highlighted this comment. This comment will not be will not be executed by our what's it called? It's not going to be executed by our SQL server machine. It's going to jump it because I already commented it out. So if I execute it now, so let's say we are good. You can see now, this is what you are going to get if it's successful. So if I come here now and I refresh, you can see table. So if we are practicing, we have to have something like this now inside your table, DBO products. How many of us have gotten up to this stage? If you are following all along.
No, I guess we can continue. I'm sure that they would practice.
Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you,
Because
sir.
they
So
will watch this video and practice.
You can see now, this is our table. Let's go to our column. So let me just select something. So I can say there is nothing inside our table. Let me just say select. You can see now there is nothing inside our table. Our table is what is actually blank. You can see, right? So I'll be closing this tab. So I'm going to run this query now. This one that I have here, I'm going to run it now. So stops here. Yeah, you can stop it here. So I run it. You can see 10 rows, what 10 rows affected. That affected means what 10 rows added to our table. See now, how does we get about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's where you actually got what 10 rows affected. So 10 rows affected means what 10 records have been what inserted into our table. So we go to this place now. See now, let me refresh so that we need to refresh so that the updater can show. If I go here now, and I do select top 100 now, you can see we now have this value inside it now. Can we all see it? Can we all see it? Are we on the same page,
Yes.
everyone? Hope we are not lost.
Yes, I can see thumbs up.
All right.
Yes.
All right, thank you. So that's it for that one. So we inserted value inside our table now. So we want to make use of our now of our date part. And don't forget, see the queries of how it works, date part. Yeah, come here, let me put it up here. So let's say, for example, we want to select using that date part now. Let's say we are working with request dates. So let's say select request dates, Then I call the date parts. Then I pass. So what you can see, the intention is even telling us here. You can see interval followed by your what? Followed by your date and followed by the interval time, right? So what next thing I'm going to pass here is what? I'm going to pass my month. Then what's my value that I want to pass? Request date. My request date, let me see. Even invalid column, what happened? Okay, sometimes I have this red too. So let's just run. Let's see
You know,
where
you have
this
also not
goes.
mentioned where it's coming from.
Oh, so you select request date. Then I'm going to mention
So,
from what's my name of my table. Yes. It's coming from products. So I'm going to put from products. So like I said, we might have this red mark or sometimes, so you shouldn't be scared. And your query might still run. So put it here. You can see now. Okay, there's something we call alias in SQL, which is what giving a table a new name. You can either add your what as, then give it a new name, month number. So if I run this now, it will run now. You can see now. So this column that doesn't have a value now has a value. And you can remove the as too. It will still what? It will still run. So we should show ourselves all this simply. You can see now. So this one is extracting the what? The 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's what brought us to this. Let me minimize this. I put it also when I see people raise their hand. So that's why this place is telling us return as what? Numerical value, right? This is where we have numerical value. So we want to test the date name now. So let's say our date name is going to what? Is going to run 2. So I'll just duplicate this, then I'll paste it here, then paste it here, then change this one to what? Date name, right? So I'll just call this one what? Month name. Okay, because we're having it as something here, I will need to put something like this inside. So something like this square bracket. So it doesn't affect. So let me run both of them now so that we can see it. Okay. So when I run it, I will still run another query that joins them together because this one will be having 2. You can see now we have month name at the top. You can see this one is not giving us what January, February. But let me merge them together so that we have one output for them. Now I'll just put a comma, then I'll paste something like this. Yeah. So I can delete this one off, right? I hope we are not lost. If you are lost, please feel free to ask your question. You can see now what we have here. Can you all see? So we're having our what is extracting the what?
Everyone, are you fine? Are you fine? Because this is looking very sweet. But if you are not, if it's not clear, be free, please. Okay, I can see thumbs up. Please, I'm begging you, if it is not clear, don't feel shy.
Okay.
Nobody is looking at you.
Yeah.
So
Mr.
let me
David, give
ask
me
them.
1 second.
Calista, are you fine? Miracle, please, are you fine?
Yes, I am.
All right. Oluwaseun, please, are you fine?
Yes, I am.
Shewa, are you fine? Like, well, this one, are you fine? Hope you're fine.
Yes.
And Temitope.
Yes.
Okay. Because do not hesitate. If there are questions, be free to ask your questions. So there is no how you want. It's just to say that you want to select. If you ask me to say, bring that yellow bag, I'll be confused because they have not told me where to go and bring it. So whatever, if you have said, go to my office and bring the yellow bag, you have told me where to go. The reason why there was an error when he run the command line before was he didn't mention where to go and select. Select simply means bring, like in a layman language. Select means go and bring. But before you
Okay,
go and
I'm
bring, there
back.
must be a place where you want to go and bring.
Yeah.
So, Paul, take it away, please. Go ahead.
All right, so that's how it is. And my thing I would love to say is that it doesn't matter, maybe case sensitive too. You can see at this place now I'm using small letter here and it's still what? It's still run. So that's it for the date. So this one I did not put name. So I'll just put the let me change this one to this. So I'll be sending the queries to us to in the chat. Right, so it will be fine. We all have every resources now, can learn on our own. So I'll call this one month number, right? So I'll put this one. This one is seen as a keyword. There's something called keyword in SQL, in JavaScript, in generally programming language. So anything that is keyword is a reserved word. It has their own words, their own meaning to the machine. So if in SQL now, we now want it to be skipped, you want SQL to jump it, you should not read it as well. Maybe let's say example now, maybe let's say a word now, like maybe go has a meaning to SQL now, but you don't want SQL to read it to its own meaning. You want it to just say as ordinary words. You just wrap it, put it in a square bracket like I did here. Example, what I'm saying now is order. You can't call a column order now. It's going to mark. Why? Because this order here has what? Has special meaning to SQL. So anywhere you are using it, there is a function that this thing will perform. But if you want SQL to jump it, just put your square brackets in it like this. So SQL is not going to is not going to read any meaning to it, just as normal text, right? Is that clear? So that's why I'm using that square bracket, right? Because if I not put square bracket, let's see what will happen to this one. So let's see. Not put square bracket here, then highlight it here. Shift in. So let's maybe to go or not. Okay, still go, but it's still a keyword, reserve words to mention. So once you see in highlighted, so just put your square bracket in it, then you'll be fine. Right? Is that clear? So that's how our date parts and date name, that's how the words. That so you can easily change this place now. Maybe dates more year. Now you want to get maybe day, weekday. You can actually change this one. So this one should give us maybe Monday or Tuesday. Let's see. You can see now. So it's telling us that what is Monday. So if you check our calendar now, 2003, January 2, is going to tell us that what is Monday. So that's just what this place is telling us, because month number is 1, which is January. So the days follow. So like this one now, year, month, day. That's the style that this one work. Year, month, date. So that's just how it is. Even though that's not the format that we use, you can see, even though that's not the format that we use, but SQL has its own how it's going to arrange his own format for when it comes to dates. So that's why we are seeing dates, month, year, month, day coming. So that is YYMMDD. Is that clear, everyone? So no question, right? So you can proceed. So move to date add. Data is able to use what you can add to it. And like I was saying, if you add the negative number, that means what is going to go backwards. If you want it to, if you add the negative, maybe -1, it's going to go backward. If you add 1, it's going to what move forward. And we'll be testing what are the situations whereby you can make use of what of date add. Maybe want to calculate product expiration date. That's why I added production to that query, right? So let's maybe there is a policy saying maybe that company that okay, if you maybe pure water now, if you buy pure water now, they will put it on the body 2 months or 3 months after production, right? They will put it there. So if you are getting that product today now, when is it going to expire? That means what you add 2 weeks to it. Am I clear, everyone? So you can use it to do contracts. Maybe you want to employ somebody now for 3 more contracts, and you want to be able to tell the person your contract is going to end on so date, and you want to now be able to do that. You can actually add the numbers of months, numbers of weeks, numbers of days that you want to work. Let's say, okay, your contract starts today, and we have 3 months, and you want to know when that contract is going to expire. You just use your date add in it. You get it, right? Another one is data, the employee resumption date. Maybe employee is going on leave, maybe 2 days leave, 3 days leave, and you want to know when it's going to come back to work. Or maybe you hire employee today, gave enough and tell them, okay, you are going to resume work next month, 1 month's time, 2 months time. So when is the actual date? You can use your date add to get this actual date, right? Another one I'm using here is next payment calculation, maybe a loan, maybe you are trying to get something, you're not paying maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You're like, okay, when is my next payment date? You can use this date add as well to what? To get your payment, because you can actually add more dates to it, right? So let's practice. These are just the sample of how it works. These are sample of what we can add to it, right? So let's go. So we've added the date add, date pattern, date name, right? So let me comment here so that when I'm sending to us, we will all get it. A month name. So let me just change this one to months, right? We already got this one, right? So that's fine. So now this time is what? Using date add. So using data. So let's say, for example, let's say all the data that we have inside our database, right? Let's see. So that's where our select star comes in. Select star from products. So I'm going to run this and see what we have. You can see all the items inside our table now. So let's say this production date. They now told us that okay, this is the production date, and it's going to expire maybe, let's say maybe 3 months. 3 months after the expiration. So which is what? We are going to add what? 3 months to this production date. Do we get it? We are going to add 3 months to it. So and how do we get that? Using date add to calculate expiration date. Right? So I've shared also some instances that we can make use of it, but for this one, I'll just be using this. So if you can use it to calculate when the employee is going to what? Going to resume, maybe even when an employee is going to retire. Maybe you are calculating for people that is going to retire this month and you want to know. So you know that maybe 60 years of service, maybe 30 years of service. You can actually add it to that when they assume office, when they resume their work, right? So, but for this one, you want to calculate the expiration date. So how do we do it? You use your select, right? Select, what do you want to select? Let's say production. Select production. So let me just select that select production dates. Then call the date add. So what do you want to add? They told us that what is 3 months. Then you call your 3 months here, comma. How many months? 3 months. You put in the 3, right? comma, what is your value for your date? That's what it's calling it. Then you pass in your what? Production date. You pass in your production date here. Then close your bracket, right? From where? From product. You see, we have something like this. Then if I run this now, let's see what it's going to give us. You can see now. If you added 3 months to this, okay, you can give it a name. You can say expiration date. Yes, can we see it? I hope it's, let me try to bring it up so I can all see it very well. I can't zoom it. But can we all see what I just did here now?
Of course, I believe it is clear. But if it is
Right,
not,
so
please, good. I can see
yes, sure.
thumbs up.
And you can see now, see the months that we have here. You know, we've extracted the months before. So this, see what we have here now. We're having what? 2406, 240601, which is what? June 1. There's not going to what? It's going to expire what? 9. You can see now it has added what? 3 months to this place. So let's say it is 3 days now that is going to expire. Just change this month to 3 days. That's what we are saying. Day, just change it to 3 days, right? So once you've done, run it, you can see now, you can see now that it's adding 3 to this 01. We are now having what? 04, right? Is that clear, everybody? And if you want it to go backward too, maybe year, maybe let's say now I want it to go back by 1 year. Now I can put your year here, depending on whatever I want to do, and change this one to what? Minus. And that's what this slide there was telling us here, that what? So add the time measure, the number must be positive. To subtract the time measure, the number must be negative. And that our number now is what we can see here, which is what? -1 production date, right? So if we run this query now, let's see now. Let's see. Can we all see now? It has deducted 1 from that 2024. So now I have 2023, right? If you are following me, let me know, because only Mr. Jide I'm hearing his voice. So if you are not, if you are still with me, if you are still together, let me see our emoji. All right, thank you, Mr. Lolo or Mrs. Lolo. All right, thank you, thank you.
Okay,
So that's
just a
just how it
moment,
works.
Paul.
Yes.
Everyone let us react. Why I'm saying this is I want us to get value for every engagement. I tell you. Before we used to spend 2 hours and a half, 3 hours, but at the end of the day, I think trying to break it down is better so that there's no saturation. So my point is that I want us to stop in the next 3 minutes. So Paul, I need people to react actually. So Paul, please, that means you need to come back.
Yeah, no, yes, definitely, because we have a lot to we have a lot to still talk about. We have a lot to
I think
still
what
talk
will happen
about.
is I will add you to the community WhatsApp group so that
Okay, okay.
whatever, and so interactions from there you can see, because we will need to deliberate on the platform to say
Yes.
when next should we have, because we already have Python will come in, introduction to Python will come in on the 15th. So everyone let us react, because I need you to really get value. Once you get all of this, Paul is breaking it down and he's actually making it very sweet. That's the thing. So, okay, what are the things you have learned today? The last explanation is about plus and minus. Yes. Yeah. So what are the things you have learned today? Can you react? Let's get the reactions from everyone. Yes, Adebola, you can go ahead, sir. Kalista, yes. Mr. K. So I'm waiting for people to react just to be sure you learned 1 or 2 things. Did had help to do analysis between months, and yes, I'm saying it in the chat. Paul, you can look at the chat.
Okay, let me look at it.
Because I don't want us to rush because we want to
I
achieve.
understand.
So Miracle,
Okay,
did you learn? I want people to
information.
actually on their mic. If there's no noise, just say something. I want to know if you really learned something.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, you are right.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Lolo. Yeah.
Yes, I
So
did.
Miracle, yes. What did you learn?
the last part especially because I joined late, so they add
Oh,
how to expiration date and on how to add and subtract date year and months.
okay. Because this same date add is also in Power BI. So you want to get something before minus. If you want to get something after, you have to add the number. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for so everyone. The reason why I'm okay understanding building database, I like that. So Calista said, I saw a message for book understanding the building of database, how to add data and month. Yeah. So
Yeah.
everyone, please, I really want to beg you. I want to persuade you. Take advantage of this. It may not be, it might be in bits. It's fine. Just take advantage of all of those things because as a data analyst or you find yourself in the field of data, all of these things will come handy. You have knowledge of Excel, you have knowledge of Power BI, which is a BI tool, you have knowledge of SQL. I can assure you that you can't be pushed aside. Tebitoko, you want to say something, please go ahead. Oh, I thought you on your mic before, so that okay. So thank you so much, Paul. On behalf of the community, thank you for your time. You have done really well, and we really appreciate. Lolo, do you want to?
All right, great. Thank you, Mr. W. All right, thank you, everyone.
She said I
appreciate
learned.
it.
So thank you, Oluwaseun, for your feedback. Thank you. Okay. So thank you, Paul. Thank you, everyone, for being on the
All right,
call
sir.
today.
Thank you,
So
everyone.
we will take this discussion back to the group so that we can agree on the next day that you'll be coming
All
to
right.
continue.
All right,
Thank you
sir.
so very
Awesome.
much. Yeah.
All right, sir. Bye-bye, sir.
Everyone,
Thank you.
bye. Please
Thank you, Mr.
enjoy
Jimmy.
the rest of the day. Bye for now.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Paul, they are clapping, they are saying thank you. Right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.